Hey, it's Mila. Welcome back to another Post Grad Diaries.
I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go.
Hello, and happy 2026. It's been like a few days into the new year that I'm like filming this, but it's weird. It feels weird saying 2026. It's like, ew, no, I don't like it. I do not like it. If you're new here, my name is Mila. I make everything from post-grad, lifestyle, and bookish type content. And we also dabble into what I call pop culture. So we talk about songs, we talk about movies. Back in December, we were ranking every single Christmas song and then also every single Netflix original Christmas movie. How we're gonna progress with that throughout the year is we're gonna do like songs for their certain artists, and then maybe some shows I want to talk about, maybe some movies, maybe some like booked movie adaptations. I feel like that could be like super fun because I read the books, might as well talk about the movies. So if any of that sounds fun, definitely do not hesitate to hit a subscribe button down below so you can join a little family, every time that I post. If you don't know this, Post Grad Diaries is a little series that I think I started, I don't know if I started it in June or July, but I started it over the summer, where I just talk about topics that come to my head more when it's like I'm thinking there's a hair, this is a dog hair, there was a dog hair in my mic. My Post Grad Diaries are like things that I feel like either I'm dealing with or are stuff that I've realized, like life lessons, or just things that I feel like it's important to like learn or to discover or to talk about now that we're in this like in between phase of our life, because it's a mess for me. I'm sure it's a mess for you, or for like most people it is a little bit of a mess. So it's like, we're helping each other out, we're starting to feel less alone. So I hope that you enjoyed like previous episodes and you enjoyed today's episode. Today, it's not necessarily like post-grad thing, it's more of like a general lifestyle thing, but I figured, for like January's episode, because I do like an episode per month, I was like, January's episode, I feel like a new year, new but same me type of vibe would be like the best to start off the year. And like obviously we're gonna like talk about things that are like very like post-grad, but it's just like general things in life. Also, grab a snack, grab a drink, get cozy, because today it's gonna be a long one because I do have a decent amount of notes. And let's hop right into Post Grad Diaries episode 6, episode 6, new year, new but same old me. So let's first talk about the title of today's video. So new year, new but same me. So I'm honest to go into this new year not thinking about reinvention, right? Like I know everyone is like, oh, new year, new me, we're gonna become a completely different person, we're gonna glow up and stuff like that. And like, yeah, it's good to like, find new goals, focus on goals, but you're not gonna reinvent who you are. Like you're on this journey. You don't need to like start brand new like January 1st, even though most of us say, okay, this is our starting point, but just go into it not thinking about reinvention, but instead I guess like choosing calm and choosing comfort, not in the sense that you're not changing because you're like, okay, like my toxic habits are fine, but no, it's like it's a slow process. I'm not gonna change everything like today, like we're not gonna wake up one Monday and be like, I'm gonna change my entire life. No, like choose calm, choose easiness, be realistic with your goals, because obviously like it's not oh my god, I was gonna say it's not a flip you can switch, it's not a switch you can flip overnight. Be mindful that this isn't a like reinvention of like your entire personality, your entire being, and you're gonna be completely different from one day to the next, because it's just not realistic. Like find comfort in the everyday life, in your reality. Yes, we want to achieve goals and think long term, but find comfort in like your day-to-day life, and once again, be realistic. I also kind of want to touch on the emotions that we have around this year. So last year for me, it was a very like unsure year. Things were changing so much and I feel like I didn't really have comfort. So this year what I want is like comfort. Like yes, I want to achieve goals, I want to do things, I want to like, I'm obviously gonna have some anxieties, I want to focus on me, I want comfort. I don't want to let my stress eat at me, let my identity crisis eat at me, because that was a big part of last year. This year we're gonna learn when to be calm and when to choose ourselves. So how do we do that? How do we get comfortable with sitting by ourselves and just like kind of like shutting the world off? Once again, not because we're just like, okay, I'm not gonna achieve anything, I'm just gonna continue the same toxic habits, but no, like sitting with yourself, as in like really understanding yourself, really picking yourself, just doing what feels right to you without any external pressure. The biggest thing is to really focus on self-awareness over overthinking. Like yes, we're gonna think of our goals, we're gonna be like, oh my god, like I didn't achieve this, or this person has all of this, or it's like I want to do all this year, I have to be like go on constantly. It's like, no, be self-aware, be like, okay, I'm not feeling good today. You don't, like, let's say your goal is to work out like every single day in a week. If one day you're not feeling it, have that self-awareness. Don't start overthinking, being like, oh my god, I have to like do this because was my goal. I was like, I want to become this type of person this year. I have to change absolutely everything. No, you know, new year, same but new me. As in, you are mindful of yourself. Yes, you want to achieve your goals. Yes, you want to change maybe some like not great habits, but it's like you don't have to be on every single day. You don't have to be on every single day. You have to listen to your body, because self-awareness is such a like just an important thing, because you need to understand your body. No one is going to understand your body the way that you do. No one's going to know what you want besides you. That yes, you want to achieve your goals, but always listen to yourself and trust your internal voice. Like, your body knows yourself best. We want to completely block out people who are like, oh my god, you have to achieve all of this year. It's like, this is your guide to get hot. Like, one thing that I hate is people who are like, oh my god, this is how we like glow up this year. And it's like things that maybe doesn't resonate with everyone, but it's like, okay, we see everyone doing it, that it's like we kind of have to do it. Or it's like, no, you know, like, have your own confidence, be your own cheerleader, you know, as I mentioned before, like, have your self-awareness, but like, instead of overthinking, be your own cheerleader. Know what your body wants. Know when you go and pursue these goals, when you might have to take a little step back, because once again, no one knows you besides yourself. This also kind of centers in with like not having to explain yourself. Like, let's say going back to our goal with like the gym, it's like, yeah, sure, you want to go to the gym, you want to start getting like healthier, and you have a gym buddy and you guys are constantly going together. One day you can, and like when the person asks, it's like, oh, you know what happened. Like, don't feel like you need to like, I mean, obviously they're your friend, so it's like you could be like, yeah, you know, I wasn't really feeling great, whatever. But like, if you had like a really shitty day and you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. Like, I'm not saying that you don't owe anyone anything, because I find that to be like one of the dumbest thing that people are saying. You owe things to someone. Like, if you want to have a support system, like, you do owe an explanation to someone, but it's like, don't over explain. You know, you don't have to give like all your information to that person. Yeah, sure, I wasn't feeling great, so I couldn't come. That's it. Door closed. Don't be in this like overthinking bubble. Don't question yourself. Have confidence in yourself. That's a big thing here. Have confidence in you. Don't feel like you have to be like, I mean, this kind of like branches into something else, but it's like, be confident with your own answers because you know yourself, right? That's one thing. Also, be confident without having to be sure. Like, going away from the gym like idea of like a new goal. Let's say you want to start, I don't know, let's talk about YouTube. You want to start a YouTube channel. Like, yeah, you know, you can be like, I feel confident now, but it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna grow. I don't have that certainty that it's gonna go right for me. It's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, yes, sure, your confidence might like waver a little bit, but it's like, you don't have to be 100% confident all of the time. You just have to be confident without being tied to an outcome, without being tied to the certainty of that outcome. Because if you want to be certain that an outcome is gonna happen, you're never gonna do it. You are never gonna do it. I feel like this video is a mix of like, you know, like, you don't have to like be super like new goals, I'm gonna achieve absolutely everything. Like, be calm, but it's also going to be a mix of like, you know, this is how you do it. This is the healthy way to do it. So I feel like even though I have notes, it might be a little bit of a mess, but I really hope that like you guys, you know, by now you guys know my brain, you know how it works, and that you can get something out of this video. Moving on, let's talk a little bit how time feels different. So I feel like now that we're getting older, I feel like my viewers are probably around my age. It's like, I turned 25 back in December. We're getting older. Time feels different because it's like, I need to achieve so much right now when I'm still young, when I'm still healthy, when I have the freedom, I have the energy, I have the time. And that put so much pressure on me, where it's like, I started being anxious, I started overthinking, I lose my confidence, because I'm like, you know, I can be super confident about one thing, but it's like when there's pressure to do something, that makes me lose my confidence, because I'm like, yeah, you know, I think I can do it, and even though I'm not sure of the outcome, like, I still have the confidence I can do it. But then when people are putting pressure on you, it's like, well, you're making me doubt the outcome, even though I didn't know if it was a realistic outcome or like an achievable outcome. You're making me doubt it even more, that it's like, now I'm completely stepping back. But then at the same time, I feel like I need to be rushing because I'm like 25. I need to like do things with my life, but it's also like, I want to pull back because I'm like feeling less confident. And it's just like crazy vicious cycle when you feel like time is moving fast and you have to be on a certain timeline. So a big thing going into this year, don't think about timelines. Like, yes, you want to have like smart goals, like, you want to have a timeline to achieve your goal, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. Yes, you have to have, once again, smart goals. You have to have a time-based thing where it's like, okay, you know, by this date I want this, and then like break it down into smaller goals. Like, I'm not saying that smart goals are not a good thing, but don't be fixed on timelines as in these like big life achievements. As long as you're working on it a bit, like every single day or every single week, you don't have to be like, okay, you know, I have to have this by this day, and if not, I'm an absolute failure because I'm like getting older and it's what's expected No, you have to let go of a timeline. Just because you're 23, 24, 25, 28, 29, 30 does not mean you're meant to be at a certain point of your life. And yes, it feels scary because it feels like time is going fast. It feels like you have to do more. And it's like New Year's, there's more at stake because it's like, well, I have to achieve more this year. Forget about the timeline. Forget about the timeline when you stop forgetting, like when you start forgetting about it. Because me, this is something that I realized at the end of last year. I was like so thing in my head where it's like, okay, I'm turning 25. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have that. What am I doing with my life? And that gave me so much anxiety. And then I'm like really not on Instagram Reels, but I remember I was scrolling through something. I haven't even watched Friends, right? But this person was like, oh, you know, stop stressing about your life because remember, like at 26, you're at the same age that they were in season 1 of Friends. I've never met Friends, but I've obviously like seen things throughout the years, and it's like you're at the start of how they were in this season. And I think he compared it to Friends and How I Met Your Mother. I like, you know, watch How I Met Your Mother, and it's like thinking of just like my dating life. Ted was 26 at the start of that, and you saw everything that happened, and it's like, yeah, sure, like if we're taking like a dating as like the example here, I don't have much going on right now. Like I have the fear that like I have like the, I guess, like rational or irrational fear that like everyone else has, where it's like I'm gonna like die alone, whatever. But it's like looking at it that way, it's like, well, you saw all that happen to him, and it's like season 1 Ted would not have even known what was coming. Literally How I Met Your Mother, there's like 6 seasons until he meets the mother, but he lives so much life like between it. And yeah, sure, he's like thinking of his timeline. He's like, when is it gonna happen? I want it to happen. But I feel like once he kind of like detaches, that's when it happens. And I'm not saying that like it's easy to detach, because it's not. Like, yeah, you're gonna constantly be thinking about it, but it's like when you stop comparing yourself to others, stop thinking about the timelines, it's gonna be so much easier, because so much time is gonna pass and you're gonna be like, well, I wasn't even thinking about this because I was focused on something else. I was focused on bettering myself. I was focusing on growing and just becoming a better version of me, that I didn't even think my dating life is a mess. Going with this idea of like focusing on growth, define what growth means to you. Like, you don't have to create a whole other new human being, because you're you know, like don't try to find this like fake version of yourself, because I feel like when you go into the new year, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to chase this better version of me, when it's like, no, you're trying to chase like someone else's reality into your life. You're trying to become someone else, and that's not you. So you're not going to be able to make it last, because that is not you. Think improvement rather than perfection. No one is perfect. Everything that you do to change, is there going to be smooth sailing? Is there going to be like, you know, just a straight line up? And that's why I'm like, be easy with yourself, be gentle with yourself. As long as like every little day there's a little something, or like you put an effort, even if one day it feels like you're going forward, the next day feels like you're going backward, that is still growth, that is still improvement, because you did something, and that's all that's important. Again, I'm not saying that you have to do like work every single day, but it's like, you know, once per week at least. I feel like work a little bit towards your goal, do a little something so you feel like you are growing. You don't want perfection. You do want perfection, but it's like you're not chasing perfection, you know? You're not chasing perfection. You are okay with things not going your way because you tried, and any action that you do, even though it feels like 10 steps back, is a step closer. So becoming more, not becoming different. Refinement. As I mentioned, refine little things about you. Let's say you want to get healthy, going back to that idea. Okay, you know, what you eat in a day. Maybe you don't eat breakfast. Start there. Start being like, hey, you know, maybe I was not a breakfast person, let me try it. You might say that you eat better throughout the day, because you're like, when I start my day with like a meal, I want to continue being healthy. Or you see breakfast doesn't work for you, that is fine. Just because people say that like you have to have like this like super healthy breakfast, because breakfast is like the meal of the day. If you don't have breakfast, like your whole day is ruined. If that doesn't work for you, that doesn't work for you. You know, like refinement to your already there life. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Because if you're doing things that aren't authentic to you, that aren't going to work for you, once again, it's not gonna last. So we are not inventing this new person, we are refining. Let's say that, you know, I mean, okay, sleep. Everyone says you need 8 hours of sleep, blah, blah, blah. If you can't do 8, that is fine. You know, maybe you're doing 5, and realistically, you can do 7. Okay, perfect. Refinement. We go to 7. We don't want that perfection of 8. We don't want to invent this like new person who starts going to bed at like 8 p.m. just so they can sleep 8 hours. Because if that doesn't doesn't work for you, that doesn't work for you. And like, if you try to become that person, yeah, you can do it for maybe a week, maybe not even a week, but like, you can do it for a week and then that's it, that's done. We slowly want to readjust who we are, slowly start working towards these goals. And once again, not thinking of like, okay, this is like the perfection, this is like the perfect person, this is the ideal, because that's not you. That is not you. Don't try to become someone who you're not. And understand yourself. This literally goes back to understanding yourself, because there's just some things that you cannot do, and that is fine. That is fine. Some things are not going to work for you, and it's understanding that, coming to terms with that, and learning which actually works for you and what you actually want. And you know, maybe let's say your problem is seeing people talking about their goals and you're like, okay, this makes me feel like not super great about myself, because I feel like I have to post, I have to talk about it, and if I'm not like as impressive as someone else, then I'm not valid, or it's like what I'm doing is not good enough. Keep it private. Keep it private. You don't have to broadcast everything. Like, something that I learned is that like, kind of actually value keeping things private until I'm 100% sure. It's like when I feel comfortable talking about it. If something is new, I don't want to talk about it. Like, not because I feel like insecure or whatever, and I'm comparing myself to others, or others are going to compare themselves to me, and it's like, I don't want to come off as if I'm bragging, or I don't want to come off as lesser than. I just want to keep it private, because I'm like, this is something that I'm working on, and until I achieve the results that I wanted, or until I see that I cannot achieve the result that I wanted, and I've processed that and I'm okay with that, then I can talk about it. Because yeah, sure, like, you know, if you tell someone that you're working on this goal and it's like every day you do it, one day you don't do it, they're gonna be like, well, what happened, you know? And maybe if it's your friends, like, no one's gonna judge. If it's your family, people in your personal life, no one is gonna judge. But if you're like talking about it publicly, putting it online, there's always that like one annoying person that's gonna judge. So really value keeping your goals private. And I feel like that's why this year I didn't really want to talk about my goals. Like, I feel like when I talk about them, yeah, there's like that pressure to achieve it, not because I want to achieve it, but because I feel like, okay, I told other people I'm going to achieve it, so I have to achieve it no matter what. There's no room for that like readjustment and things like that, because it's like, well, no, people know that I'm going to achieve this, and if I don't achieve this, like, let's say I want to read 100 books per year, even if I read 80, that is objectively amazing. Other people are going to be like, oh well, that's like not actually good because you only read 80. And it's like, not even this, so that other people are going to say that, but it's like, you think that in your head. Like, that's a whole other thing to like, you know, a process. You don't even want to give yourself the possibility that that thought crosses your head. Just keep it private. I know that it can kind of be hard, because when you're doing well, like, you do want to talk about it, and I'm not saying don't talk about it at all. Like, if you're someone who is more comfortable like working things out, talking about it, bouncing ideas off of each other, then maybe private is more like with your close circle. If you're someone who does not like that, you're more like, okay, I need to work on this myself, I don't want outside input, keep it even more private than that. But the general idea is to keep things private, because you never know how someone else is going to react, or how you're going to react based off of like what they say, or you know, like, there's so much fogginess that you cannot plan towards. So keeping it private, you're like, well, I'm working on myself, I know myself, I trust myself, I'm confident, I'm not thinking about anyone else. And if it's a goal that actually resonates with me, a goal that I actually like try and I do want to pursue, I can do it, and I have the privacy of, if it goes well, I can talk about it. If it doesn't go well, I can either decide to not talk about it or to talk about it. Now let's hop to a whole other topic, which is basically just like people, relationships, energy, and boundaries. So you are gonna outgrow certain relationships, whether it's platonic, whether it's familial, whether it's like romantic relationships. You're gonna outgrow them, not because someone is a bad person, not because someone isn't really putting an effort, isn't trying. It's just that you are two different people. And I don't know where I heard this, but if two people are growing apart, they're still growing together. I mean, okay, growing together but in different directions, but it's a good, because there is still growth. We are both different people because we got better, we know ourselves more, we are focused more on what's actually important to us. And unfortunately, this friendship is ending because we're growing apart. And wouldn't you rather have that growth and grow apart versus not have growth at all, be in maybe not the best friendship, because like no one is like going after what they want? And it's like, well, how can you like motivate the other person to do what they want to do and like achieve what they want to achieve if you're not growing either, you know? Yeah, sure, it's not like the best thing to think about when we grow apart, but remember, that is growth. That is growth. And you have to let go of these old relationships, not because they're a bad person, not because like, you can't say that like, okay, nothing bad happened, that it's like, well, why would I cut off this friendship if like there was no big fight, nothing happened, like we're just busy, that's it. That's the whole point, you know? Like, yeah, you guys are busy, maybe you could see each other like, you know, once per month, or like maybe a few times per year, but it's like, realize that it's okay that you guys are growing apart. I'm not saying that the friendship is gonna end completely, but it's like, recognize that, yeah, you know, like, we are drifting apart, we're maybe not gonna relate as much, we're not gonna hang out as much, but that's actually kind of good, because that shows that we both growed, and you can be very happy, very proud of that person without having them be in your life 24/7. And you know, sometimes you can have the relationship from a distance, other times you can't. I'm not saying it's easy, because I've like dealt with that a lot in like 2025, and just like coming to terms with that. No matter where it goes, if you grow closer or you grow apart, there will still growth, and that's all that matters. And kind of going with this, knowing to give energy and when to pull back. I'm not saying that you have to have like a perfect like 50-50 balance, because it's like relationships, you know, it's like sometimes you can give more, sometimes you need to take more, depending on what the day is. Be conscious of the energy. If it's always you who's trying and the other person doesn't seem to try, not because they generally cannot, but it's like they just choose not to, be conscious of that. Be like, okay, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Like, I'm not saying completely cut them off from your social life. Like, if they want to wish you happy birthday, if they reach out to grab lunch, like, go do that, because again, there's no like bad blood between you guys, but just like realize, like, pick up on that energy and be like, okay, you know, maybe I'm not gonna text this person to hang out just because I'm free and I want to see them. I'll let them come to me, and not in a like manipulative way where it's like, okay, like if you want to see me, like you have to reach out to me, but in the way that it's like, oh sorry, I like pressed something accidentally, but in the way that it's like, okay, you know, maybe I am not super close to this person, but they're putting in like energy that it's like, let me see what's like over there, you know, just like recalibrate your energy, how much you give to people based on what they're giving back over a long like term thing, you know, like maybe 1 week, yeah, sure, they're busy, they're like tired, whatever, so don't be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna completely cut you off because like you haven't been present in the past week. It's like, no, like, you know, life happens, but be realistic about it. If for like 6 months they don't reach out, it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Let's look more into that. And don't feel guilty about being selective in where you put your energy, because once again, you are protecting yourself. Like, even though this can be an amazing friend, you guys have an amazing time, like they're always there for you. When you are constantly trying to reach out and it's like, oh, I can because I have this, I can because I have that, like they're not planning to cancel on you, because, and they might even say, okay, can we do this day, but you're like, okay, I can't. It's gonna make you not want to, I guess, turn to them when you actually have things going on, because you feel like they're not there for me, so I don't want to reach out to them. And that is fine. That is fine. Maybe in this phase of your life, your relationship is gonna like drift apart slightly, you're gonna grow distant because you guys are so different, and that's fine. Like, don't feel bad on where you put your energy. Yeah, you know, you're always gonna be there for that person if they reach out and they have a problem and they want to talk, but it's like, they might not be the first person that you go to when you want to talk, and that is okay. They could have been your best friend for the past like 3 years, but now suddenly their life is different and they might not have free time for you. That doesn't mean that like you constantly have to put yourself in a place where you feel like they're not there for me, like they're like, they can, like, I cannot turn to them when I have a problem because they're always busy, and then you're not talking to anyone else because you're like, okay, you know, it was always this person, I was always putting my energy into this person, and now that they're not here, it's like I'm going crazy, I'm like becoming depressed because I cannot talk about it, and it's the only person I could talk about it with. Like, no, don't feel bad for being like, you know what, I cannot get this from that person, and that's fine. You know, maybe our relationship doesn't change in other ways, but in this one aspect, I cannot do it, I'm picking someone else over them, and there's no need to feel guilty. Like, yeah, the friend is probably gonna realize, oh, you know, like I didn't really hear much from you, like blah blah blah. In the end, like, it's kind of their fault, you know. Once again, I'm not saying that like it makes them a bad friend or something, because some people are generally just so busy, and like you can tell them the next time that you see them, but when you need that emotional support, when you need someone there for you, don't feel bad about going to someone else. Sticking on this topic of energy and which you give to other people, I kind of want to talk a bit about being alone versus being lonely. So I'm pretty sure that I did either a whole Post Grad Diary episode on it, or I talked like very in depth about it in one of my episodes, or I think in two. I think I probably touched on it in my first episode, then I kind of like talked more about it in my second episode. So I don't think I'm gonna go as in depth like over here, but again, this is like a new year, new me, new perspective, so I do kind of want to touch about it on it over here. And I want you to go into this year being open to connection but not chasing it, and being okay and being comfortable being alone and learning to enjoy it. As I mentioned before, you're the only person who truly knows yourself. You're the only person who's going to be here for yourself at the end of the day. And yeah, you can see it as some like sad, depressing thing where it's like, okay, no one cares, no one wants to spend time with me, like no one is going to be there for me in the end. Or you can see it as a good thing. It's like, well, no one is going to be here, so I need to become so comfortable with myself. I need to learn so much about myself, as if like you are dating someone. You want to learn everything about them because you're so curious. You want to understand them better. You want to know what makes them happy, what makes them sad. So you can like do things for them, you can treat them, and you can show them love. Do that for yourself also. Like, learn to truly like date yourself, learn to find things about yourself that you love, things that you appreciate. Treat yourself, take yourself out on little solo dates, find what's important for you, and start enjoying spending time alone. Yeah, sure, we all want connection. We're like humans are social animals, right? Beings. I feel like beings better than animals. We are social beings. We crave connection. We love connection. Be open to that connection. Like, I'm not saying close yourself off to like learn all about yourself, but like be open to that connection, but don't be dependent on it. Like, let's say with your friends, you guys have a plan to, I don't know, go to this museum. Your friend is like, oh, you know, like I cannot go. Be like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go alone because I'm so comfortable spending time with myself. Have it be a little solo date. I'm treating myself. I'm gonna go anyways. And yeah, you know, I would love to go with someone. I would, you know, prefer to go with someone. Oh my god, can this dog stop barking? But I'm perfectly fine going alone, and like I'm not gonna wait around for someone to be free to go. I'm just gonna go because I want to go. And that's really gonna help you start just feeling whole by yourself. Like, I know we all say, oh, you know, like my best friend is like my other half, or it's like my partner is my other half. You do not need another half. Like, you are gonna become your own other half. Like, think of yourself as like you now, who maybe did not spend that much time with yourself. You're like half the heart. But when you spend more time with yourself, when you learn about yourself, you become more comfortable yourself, and you find what you love, find what your hobbies are, spend time alone and actually enjoy spending that time alone. You're gonna fill up the heart that it's like you're whole by yourself. You don't need someone all the time. You're good. You're whole. If someone is free, great. If someone isn't, okay, I can do it alone, and that makes me happy. So let's hop back to something that I talked about at the beginning of this video, and just having a slower way to live your life. Be comfortable resting. As I mentioned, you don't have to be on 24/7, because when you know yourself, you know your body is like little signals, little cues where it's like, I should probably go to the gym today. Like, that's my goal, and I do want to, I'm motivated to, but my body just says no. I know my body enough to be like, okay, you know, I need rest, and that's fine. That's okay. Like, you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel like you're falling behind, because you know your body and you're understanding your body, and at the end of the day, that's what's better for your body. Because yeah, sure, you can go tire yourself out, or you can rest, and that rest is gonna do more good for you because your body's having time to heal. Think of like when you go to the gym, you know, when you like tear your muscles, if you continue tearing your muscles aren't gonna have time to like reattach and reform themselves. You need rest to let your muscles do that. Think about that in every aspect of your life. Like, if you're tired, you have to rest, because you cannot be fully present. You cannot be your best self if you do not rest. Another thing I want to touch on is redefining productivity. Kind of like going back with the rest. It's like, know when to stop. Know when you're like, okay, you know, I cannot continue. If not, I'm gonna burn out. Like, we don't want to burn out this year. We want the perfect balance of, okay, I'm putting in work, I'm showing up, I'm doing what I need to do, I'm working hard, I'm achieving my goals. I feel like I need to rest, because if not, I'm gonna burn out. Because once you burn out, it is so hard coming back, because you get used to this, like, for lack of a better word, laziness. Because when you burn out, like, you need time to rest, and then you're not on that train, on that momentum, on that habit. Like, coming back is so much harder. Have rest pretty often. Have like literally one day per week when you're like, I don't do anything. I do absolutely nothing. I just sit home, I read, I watch a movie, I go for a walk, I go shopping, I have a coffee with a friend, and that's it. Have that be your rest day, so you can come back stronger, more turned on. Because toxic productivity is a thing, you know. Leave this video redefining what productivity means to you, understanding when your body needs to rest. Another thing that I do want to touch on that I feel like it kind of fits in this category, it doesn't really have to do with like knowing when to rest and like redefining productivity, but it kind of does. So we're going to talk about it here, and that is, you know, romanticizing the ordinary. Like, I feel like everyone else like, oh, I'm like romanticizing this, romanticizing that, and it's like romanticizing, it's like, okay, I'm like completely detaching and I'm like living in this like fictional delusional world. But it's like, no, you know, romanticizing as in finding joy in everyday things, in the little things. Yeah, sure, when big exciting things happen, like I obviously feel so much joy, but it's more, I feel like it's a fleeting feeling, because you have such a high and then you come down to your normal, that is, the normal feels less than normal because it was such a big high. But when you have these little dopamine boosts, have these like little positive exciting things every single day, your neutral isn't like an actual neutral, it's a little bit higher. So then when you have like super big exciting things happening, yeah, you're still coming down, but you're coming down to a base where you're like, I'm happy, life is exciting, I was super excited to go on this trip with my friend, and now that it's done, like I'm not gonna have that big thing of excitement, but it's like, I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and I'm gonna read my book tomorrow, and I'm super excited for that. It's not something big, it's not something crazy, but it's like, that makes me happy, that makes me excited, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So just find your little like happy moments every single day. Like, even if it's one day when you're at home alone not doing anything, I'm sure there's a one thing you can find that brings you joy, like maybe making your coffee, doing your skincare, doing a face mask, reading a book. These little moments of joy really elevate your baseline of happiness. Oh my god, it makes life so much better. Truly, life is lived in these little moments. Like, this is like a super deep philosophical thing that's like happening in like the middle of this video. Like, I don't know how long this video runs because I take my thumbnail before starting, but my camera's been running for almost 42 minutes, and now we have this like big like philosophical life thing when it's like life happens in these like small everyday moments. So embrace them, get excited about them, romanticize them, because that's what like probably 80% of life is. I now want to talk about a few lessons that I learned in 2025 that are sticking with me for this year. So one thing is just like letting things happen. If you can control something, great. You don't need to stress about it because you can control the outcome. On the other hand, if you cannot control it, well, great also, because you cannot control the outcome. So what are you stressing about? Like, whether you can control it or you can't, that shows you what you have to do. You can't control it, you do nothing. Why are you stressing about it if you have no control over it? You're going absolutely crazy because you're like, well, I do not know. I have so much anxiety because it can happen, it cannot happen. You can't control it. So stop. Move on. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Or in the other case, if it does happen, well, that sucks, but we can like manage when it does happen. Or if it doesn't happen, okay, amazing, we can go on living our life. And then if you can control it, well, you can work harder, you can, you know, learn more, you can plan more in your schedule. Like, it really depends like what the thing is. Obviously there's no like one mold fits all, but it's like you can control it, great. You can make a plan to either make it work or make it not work. You know, that's a big thing that I realized, just like letting go of things, letting things happen, stop stressing, do what you can do, but then be like, I'm releasing this and we'll see what happens. Also, stop seeking approval. Stop giving yourself like just putting pressure on yourself with expectations and comparisons. Like, release all that, let all that go. Yeah, you might have expectations for yourself, but don't be tied to these expectations, because most times you cannot control what happens. And it's like, yeah, you can be like, this can be like, this is the goal, this is the ideal, this is what I think is going to happen, this is what I want to happen, but like, you do not know. So stop clinging onto the, okay, I have to control everything, I need to make this my reality. If it's uncertain, embrace the uncertainty. Again, do what you can do. Don't overstress, don't overanalyze. Let go of these expectations, because most times what you expect isn't going to happen, and you're just going to like make yourself sad and make yourself feel worse if you're holding on to these expectations. Same thing with comparison. You do not know so much about these people who you're comparing yourself to. Yeah, you might compare them on like one aspect and they might be better than you in this aspect, but there's like 10 billion other aspects when they're doing worse than you. You are completely blinded to that, or you don't even like, the person isn't even putting it forward, or they are and just cannot see it because you are focused on this one little thing. Stop thinking about expectations, comparison, completely push that to the side. We don't want to take that into like this current new year, and forget about needing approval from other people, because you know yourself the most out of everyone. You don't need approval from someone else about, I don't know, how your outfit looks, how your hair looks, how smart you are, how well you are doing. You know yourself. You are confident in yourself. You don't need someone else to either validate or negates that. What they say does not matter. Truly, who cares? You do not need their approval. Yeah, sure, it might suck when it's like a partner, or it's a parent, or it's like someone telling you that like you're not good enough for this job. Okay, that's their personal opinion. You might not be good for this job, but you're great for some other job. So I put all of your eggs in this one basket, waiting for the approval of this one person, where it's like, if you like space them out, this is like when it comes to jobs, some are gonna like disapprove, as in like reject you, some are gonna approve and accept you. You can't control it. You can't control what someone else says. You can only control what you do, how you think about it, your own self-confidence. Who cares what people think? Someone is gonna think you're great, someone is gonna give you all the approval that you want, and someone's gonna think that you suck, and that's okay. That is perfectly okay. So why are we chasing approval? Why are we chasing approval when we don't know if it's gonna be good or bad? We do not know, so why are we even doing it? The last little lesson that I want to talk about, I feel like encompasses absolutely everything that I talked about in this video. It's to let life have the room to surprise you. Like, if you are chasing expectations, chasing approval, chasing what other people think is like right for you, focus on timelines, super obsessed with what you can't control, you're not giving life the room to surprise you. Like, I'm not saying like don't put in any work and just like let things happen. Like, obviously let things happen, but it's like, put in work, do what you can do, better yourself every day, learn about yourself more, give yourself the room to experience things, like be open to connection, be open to experiences and everything, and just let life surprise you with what it's going to surprise you with. Like, we are so focused in our heads on trying to control everything everything, trying to overthink about everything. Most times an amazing opportunity is like right there in front of our face and we don't even know about it because we're so closed off because we're thinking about other things. Let life surprise you, because that's what I did this past year, like in 2025. And wow, life surprised me. Life surprised me so much for the better. And every time I stopped comparing myself to others, stopped thinking about like expectations, stopped seeking approval, stopped trying to follow everyone else's timeline, life surprised me in the best ways possible. And I'm so grateful for it. And that's why I truly, truly advocate for getting out of your head. Stop thinking about everything. Stop obsessing about what everyone thinks. Just let life surprise you, because it's gonna surprise you in beautiful, beautiful ways. So yeah, I wanted to end with a little bit of gratitude and just like giving a little like pep talk, a little like, okay, you know, reassurance for people who maybe they're like, I'm not really going into the new year with like good relationships, like a good perception of myself, good knowledge on myself. Like, I hope this can help kind of like teach you a few things that could help you this year, make you maybe like, you know, get out of your head a little bit more, make you reevaluate your goals, think about what you actually want to do in this year. And just remember, we're not reinventing ourselves, we're refining different aspects of our life. So I'm going into 2026 not changing myself. Like, yeah, again, there's some things that I do want to achieve. I'm not changing myself. I'm becoming more me, because I know myself generally well. I feel like I did like enough work this past year to know myself, and I truly love spending time with myself. I love doing things alone. Like, yes, sure, I love doing things with people, but I love doing things alone. I love, you know, having like a little plan and then just let life surprise me. So I'm not trying to control everything. I'm not trying to completely change my life. I'm like, hey, you know, I want to do this. I'm putting an effort. I'm trying. And life is going to surprise me however life is meant to surprise me. And if it turns out this is not for me, it's not for me. But by discovering that, I'm becoming more me every single day. I'm learning more about myself, and I'm truly just happy. I'm truly happy every single day. Even if nothing happens, I'm just happy because I know what makes me happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been filming for way too long. My throat is so dry. I am desperately in need of water. So we're gonna wrap it up right over here because I'm like actually about to pass out from like dehydration. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up so I know that you're excited for next month's Post Grad Diaries. Next month, obviously February, the month of like love and Valentine's Day. So we're going to be talking about just feeling behind in relationships. I feel like that's something that I'm like very qualified to talk about, not to like stroke my own ego. So definitely get excited about that, because I haven't planned it yet, but I feel like it's definitely gonna be, it might be a long one, because I feel like I have a lot to say about that. And if you want to go check me out anywhere, my TikTok, Instagram, and my Goodreads are all linked down below, so definitely do not hesitate to go over there. My throat is like at the end of its life, so gonna sign off right now to go get myself a nice cold glass of water. So stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.